everyone, it's Irit with another process video. This is the post-National Scrapbooking Day after party layout. No, just kidding. It's just a layout that I made with some really favorite products at the moment. I got a few papers from the Style Board and the Oh Darling collections, and I really wanted to use them. They're just beautiful. I matted my photo on that lovely polka dot paper from Oh Darling. I just love that paper. It has like these ombre polka dots, and I chose that wood grain paper from the Style Board collection as my background. I love that paper. I really like light pattern papers with like some interesting texture or pattern as my background. I think it works really great, and they lend themselves really well to different color schemes. This layout ended up being somewhat monochromatic, not on purpose. That's just how it came together. I guess it seems like it's either full rainbow with me or monochromatic. I'm not like that in real life. There's no black and white. I see lots of shades of gray. Yeah. I think this will be a rambling video, possibly. So sorry about that. Okay, I wanted some more layers behind my photo. So I did what I usually do, which is go to my 6x6 paper pads, and because this is like a crate paper Maggie Holmes layout, or started with those products, then the first pads I go to are the ones I have from that same designer or manufacturer. So I ended up picking out a couple of papers from the Pier collection by Crate Paper. This was a summer collection and I just loved it. I probably overbought it a bit, and then I went to this workshop and they gave me another 6x6 pad from the same collection, so I think I will need to do many pages before I use up all my stuff from that collection. And another gray pattern paper from the 14 collection, which was the Valentine collection of 2013 for Crate Paper, and but I don't end up using it. It was just too gray. And those are the things that I used as layers behind my photo. I also used some border punches. I really like using those and using like a few different ones on one layout. Especially when you make layers, it just adds more interest and texture, and it looks great. I also took that heart 6x6 pattern paper from the Style Board paper pad. And what I did now, which is probably I think my favorite thing on this page, is that I grabbed some vellum. This is 12x12 vellum, and I got a package like, I don't know, over a year ago when I was a Studio Calico subscriber. I think now I'm not sure if it's still available in their store, but it's like one of those things that they usually have. Sometimes it sells out, but it's just such a great thing to have. The nice thing now is that a lot of companies are coming out with all kinds of like printed vellums. I saw that I have a few from Doodlebug and We Are Memory Keepers, and there's a whole pad of vellum, of like patterned vellum from Cosmo Cricket. I may have ordered that one. I just love vellum. It just layers beautifully, and it die cuts beautifully, and it just adds so much to a page. But what I did this time is I just used plain vellum, and I embossed it with gold embossing powder. The stamp I'm using is from the Amy Tan +1. There are like 2 sets for that collection, one with clear stamps and the other one is I don't know what that material is called. It's not wood, but it kind of looks like a wood-mounted rubber stamp. And one of the images is like this great big hand-drawn camera. And I just made kind of like a border strip embossing it. And it just looks great, and embossing works great with vellum. So it's definitely a great way to use it. So now I'm just die cutting a couple of circles. One is from the Doodlebug Gold like sprinkled vellum, sprinkles vellum, something like that it's called. It's not really golden, it's kind of brown, I would say. And then I'm cutting another circle from this beautiful like gold polka dot on craft paper. This is from the Style Board collection, I think, and it's gorgeous. So I just wanted to add some circles because everything was very square in this layout, and some different textures. So not just the regular pattern paper, but some vellum and then some of this treated craft paper. And yeah, and I went again kind of with lots of gold here. All the Maggie Holmes collections have gold in them, so it just, you know, it's gonna look great. Like these tile letter stickers that I'm using, I think they are from the previous Maggie Holmes collection. I think they're from the flea market collection, and I spell toga party with them, which is my very imaginative title for this page of me and my husband in a toga party. I don't know what it is with me and titles. I just have like my brain freezes or something when I have to think of something good. So I just go with the boring choices. And yeah, I think it's one of the first photos, or one of the first ones we have together. We just met then. We were young and tanned and thinner, or at least me, and happy, but we're still happy. Not so tanned anymore, but still very, very happy and lucky. And yeah, you know, it's just weird to look at us then, and so much has happened since then. And you know, we were practically strangers, and now it's just weird, you know, when you meet someone and they're a stranger to you, and then you end up like spending your life together and they are the closest person to you. It's just, yeah, I know it's not weird, that's like how it is for many, many people. But yeah, I have no idea what I want to say. No point whatsoever. Okay, I had to stop that embarrassment and go back to the scrapbooking. So I also have the clear stamp set from the +1. I try to buy stamp sets that I think will be very versatile, which for me is either like basic shapes, you know, cameras, or yeah, circles, or like that type of thing that I can use over and over again. And I thought the Amy Tan sets were very versatile. I have also a couple of the other sets from her previous collections, and it just usually has a very good selection of images. A couple of flowers, airplanes, feathers, frames, so really stuff you can use. But I don't end up using the small camera, if I remember correctly. And I added some chipboard pieces from the flea market collection, and like that hearts at those hearts at the top, and the like photo corners. Is that how they're called? Photo corners? Oh my, I'm so tongue-tied today. And I felt then it needs something at the top, and there was this chipboard piece that says "Love You," which I thought was very fitting. And I just added a couple of layers behind it from the same papers that I used for the circles, and added that to the top of the page. Those chipboard stars are also from the flea market chipboard elements sheet. And then I thought I wanted to add like something else, like a few finishing touches, and I thought about going with some gold stars, and then there's those gold enamel dots from Studio Calico. But the reason I decided not to go with them, which is probably just me, is that the stars and the enamel dots are this like glittery type gold, and all the gold that I used on my page was like this, you know, foil smooth gold. So I don't know, it's probably just me, but I just didn't like how the two different types look together. So I decided to go with some pink enamel dots, which I think worked out great, because the only pink on the page was on that polka dot paper behind the photo, and it just added like that touch of subtle color somewhere else on the page, so a little bit more pink. I tried to match the color to the paper as best I could. And then I added my journaling just around the page. I usually like to have some sort of frame on my pages, either to mount them, like to mount the layout, to cut it down a bit and then mount it on a 12 by 12, or to draw like a line, an outline. And this time I just added my journaling, and it's just a little bit of rambling about the two of us, and I think that summer and everything that happened after that. So probably I've written it down in one way or another on another layout, but that's what I felt like, so that's what I wrote. The last thing I added, I hope, is some stamped images. I used the roller stamp from the Wanderlust collection by Studio Calico, and I just added a couple of things just for some added texture. I'm not even sure you can make out like what's written there. Some is like images, and some is like a couple of words. I can't even remember what they say, but it's just for the look. I think you can see it better in the close-up photos. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry about the verbal diarrhea, and have a lovely Sunday. Bye!